Have you ever read a self-insert fanfiction and thought, oh god, this is just cringy? Well, here it is, in video form! This was released on the channel I Love Kim Possible a lot. She's an analyst and personally I don't find her very good. She's uninteresting and she's unfunny. Today we're looking at a different despective, my least favorite animation. You know, the thing that brings color into your life and just looks fucking dandy. The animation is just like the show. Almost like the show. Sometimes the scenes look a little cheap, especially the scenes with Discord in it. For example, I feel like this scene has unnatural running animation. Wait, why is he running? He can fly! Where they really shine is when they stray away from the MLP animation and use a original style. Man, when you stray away from the original animation style, do you get something amazing. The animation gets a 4 out of 5. Although some of the animation does look unnatural, the dead drop gorgeous times they stray away from the original MLP animation is amazing. The thing Tosh.0 isn't very good at.
Ugh, it was alright. Film studies was fine, but I was bored out of my mind during equestrian history. These books are so old, even though dust has dust.
Oh my, their books are so old, their dust is dust. Oh, I'm about to crack up.
Well, gee, I was just trying to be supportive.
More like trying to be nosy. In fact, why don't they just rename you the Princess of Meddling? Oh, wait, even better, the Princess of Nosiness. Yes, I think that most certainly fits you and your heavenly nostrils far better.
Oh yes, that's classic Discord right there. Oh yes, that's classic Discord. I want to die. If I cannot laugh once at your comedy, you get a 1 out of 5 in comedy. Goddamn people using words and shit. The voice acting is really hit and miss. Sometimes they'll get a good voice and sometimes they'll get a bad voice. For example, KP is not a very good voice actor. Want proof?
Hey, Discord! Go Discord! Yay! Huh?
Was someone trying to take a nap when you were voicing those lines, KP, or are you just a bad actor? Discord isn't really good either.
Us, I don't need them. I never have. I'll just be alone, like I always have been. Like I always have been.
Am I the only one that thinks Discord sounds like a discount to Yoda? The impression of him is bad, yet doing John Delancey's voice is hard, but still it's bad. But probably the worst voice is the mother's voice, because it's annoying.
Think so?
Why?
Well, I don't know. He just was. Some ponies are just bad.
I mean, it's not horribly annoying, but it's not very good.
Maybe he was lonely. Maybe he just didn't have any friends and wanted the princesses to play games with him. What if Discord asked Celatia and Luna to play and they said no? And then he gets super sad and lonely and cries because he's so lonely.
Philly KP's voice is okay. And Luna's and Twilight's voice is almost perfect. If it wasn't for Luna and Twilight being so good, it would have gotten a 2 out of 5. But when you have the main character's voice being so terrible and Discord's voice being a crappy impression, it really does lower it down. And finally, the writing. When I say this is a bad self-insert fanfiction, it is a bad self-insert fanfiction. Despite Twilight being the princess of friendship, she does nothing to comfort Discord. And what's even worse is never shown that the princesses defend him. Another thing that might just bug me is KP read all these books about Discord, but wouldn't those books say that Discord is evil? So KP read a book about an evil warlord and went like, oh man, I'm a big fan of him. Isn't that kind of like reading history books or Mein Kampf and going like, man, this Hitler guy, I relate to him. Oh, so relatable. Now, you might be saying, what about the childhood justification, but wouldn't you grow out of that after a while? Wouldn't you read the history books and go like, oh god, this guy's a piece of shit? And what the fuck is this supposed to mean? Does this mean Celestia turned Discord evil or something? The story doesn't really seem to be very thought out. Like I said, a bad self-insert fanfiction. When it's not being questionable, it's just being bland and unoriginal. Gee whiz, the self-insert character not only gets to meet her hero, but becomes friends with him as well. How very unoriginal. Where Dutch Dawn was at least interesting. This isn't really interesting, and it raises too many questions. Not the good type of questions either. Although the animation was almost perfect, the bad voice acting in it, and the fact that it's really just another self-insert fanfiction that raises some, well, questions that shouldn't be raised, does really make it a piece of shit. Is it worse than Dusk Dawn? Yes, in my opinion it is. Well, worse writing-wise. Next time I'll be watching an underrated series.